Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Zoe and today we are going to be ranking all of my ODEN'S EYE palettes. So I'm not wearing an ODEN'S EYE palette, let's start off there because I have a wedding today. I am wearing ODEN'S EYE earrings, which is a fun fact because they have earrings as well. I think only these ones, but let's talk a little bit about ODEN'S EYE before starting the ranking. ODEN'S EYE is an indie brand from Sweden, I believe. And they focus around like the whole Swedish mythology. I hope I'm saying all of this correct, but it's an indie brand, and I really like a lot of stuff they do. It is mostly colorful, so if you're not into color, they have some options, but most of the palettes will have some kind of color in them. I own, how many do I actually own? I own 9, I believe. 9 palettes from ODEN'S EYE. There are some palettes that I'm still like wanting to get. There are also some palettes that I don't have, but that I don't have with good reason. Like, for example, the Stone and Rock. Is that the green toned one? Those kind of greens don't look good on me, so I'm not going to be purchasing it. But there are some very beautiful palettes I still would love to get. But these are all the ones that I have now, and I wanted to rank them, tell you what I like, what I don't like, why I like and don't like certain things. But let me start off by saying the formula on all of these is really, really great. Like, if you see a color story you like, I don't think you'd be disappointed in any of the mattes, any of the shimmers. They do have quite a few shimmer formulas, but I think overall it's a very consistent and beautiful brand. So that's my opinion about the brand. If you see a color story you like, I highly doubt you'd be disappointed if you get it. So it's more of a color story thing than it is a like quality thing. So let's start off with my bottom one. This is the Solmon 2. And this is what it looks like. And it's a rainbow palette with a twist because you don't have a red and you don't have a pink. You mainly have an orange row, a purple row, and a blue row. Now, I love a purple and a blue row. I'm not too much into oranges as they are in here. And I like the whole layout of the palette. It's just that these two are more so topper shades, which is fine by me, but I'm missing kind of an inner quarter in here, and I can use my highlighter for that, but I needed to be nitpicky, and because of the orange row not being my favorite color, also kind of maybe, like, I wish this was slightly darker so I had a little bit more depth to create. Missing an inner corner shade, and it's not the color story I would go like reach for immediately. It's not a color story that inspires me much, that like makes me creative. And it's not bad if you look at this and you're like, I dropped the sleeve. If you look at this and you're like, yeah, I love that, like oranges and purples and blues, my favorite thing in the world, I think you'd be perfectly happy in getting this. There's the sleeve, but it's just not my personal favorite. Then I don't have them in order here, but then we'll get into the Hey Reindeer palette. Why the Hey Reindeer palette? I really, really enjoy this palette. Ouch, what happened here? Okay, I really enjoy this palette. I've used it twice now, I think. And there's some beautiful shades in here. Like all the metallics are very pretty. I haven't used all of them, but all the ones that I did use were very pretty, and the ones that I swatched were too. But as you can see, this is kind of a desaturated palette. The orange is very bright and you have a dark shade. So you can build quite a few looks, but the only thing I'm kind of missing is some like shades that pull everything together. So when I use this, I use this shade in my inner corner with a blue look, but it didn't really make sense because it has more of a pink shift and it kind of looked off. And I also used this beautiful shifty shade, which almost shifts to an orange, and it's gorgeous. I just, like, every time I use this, I love it a lot, but I am kind of tempted to pull in another palette. And because every palette from Oden's Eye is that good, I need to be nitpicky, and wanting to pull in another palette kind of makes this a palette that I wouldn't really use that much on its own. So artwork is really cute though, but still very good. Like if I do like a random pick my palette where I just have like a wheel pick my palettes or like a random number pick my palettes and I get this, I'm perfectly happy. Like I wouldn't declutter it for the world. But is it my favorite? No. Okay, then we have, like, I know my next 3 contenders, like, that these are gonna be like at place 7, 6, and 5, but in what order? Okay, I think this is gonna be in place number 7, and it's the Merry Christmas palette. Now, please don't come for me, because yes, it's beautiful packaging. Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful color story. I love this color story. It's super gorgeous. It is very Christmassy, and I like that about it. I like that it's very Christmassy. Should we put this in place number 7? Okay, I have second thoughts. You know what? Okay. Place number 7 is gonna go to the Hella palette, the original Hella Angelica palette. And the reason that this is actually gonna be a number 7, this feels much better, is I love the pink row. I love the, what are you, gray brown row? I love a lot of the greens, but as I already said about the Rock and Earth, or whatever it's called, palette, it was grungier greens, like the more warm tone greens. They will not look very good on me. Is there a fly? Rude. Okay. They will not look so good on me. I can make the green side of this palette work, but there will be shades that I hardly ever touch. So if you're a green lover, get this. I used to be a green lover. Well, I still am a green lover, but I found out that some shades don't look that good on me. So I make my choices now. So this is number 7. And then at number 6, we still don't have the Merry Christmas palette. We actually have the Spring Dragon palette by ODEN'S EYE and Judy. And this is what that looks like. And it's super beautiful. It's a really good pastel palette. I love the look I made with this. Absolutely love it. It's really, really great. However, it is a pastel palette, and I am just a tad bit more into saturated, like colorful makeup. So I like reaching into this every now and then. I can make a full look with it, absolutely. But will this be the palette I'll be reaching for over and over and over again, like weeks on end? No. Will I reach for this palette and thoroughly enjoy using it? Absolutely. Well, absolutely yes. I would any of these. Then we have Merry Christmas. That makes better sense. Okay, so the shades in this are absolutely gorgeous. Every like single shade makes me excited. You have your green section, you have a more warm tone section. We have one of those murky greens here, which we've talked about enough. But I really like this. Some, like, if I have to like critique one thing, is that some shades like don't make that much sense. I get a good gold in a Christmas palette, but I feel like these shades match one another, and then we could pull the red in. We can also pull the red into this shade, but then what am I going to use that gold with? I know I can use it with these 2 shades, but for me, like, this is more of a cool tone gold, and those are more warm tone shimmers. So some of these shades, I'm kind of like searching where to put them with what colors. The greens obviously super beautiful together. I mean, and I love that we could use this green right here, which is like this is like a really bright, almost neon green in some lights, but then in some lights you also have that pinkish reflect, oranges reflect, and I think because of that it will pull beautiful with the oranges and the more pinky shade over here, or even with that shade right there. It's just the most basic colors that I kind of find hard to place, I think. But really great palette. You can no longer get it, but sometimes they bring it back, so who knows. Okay. Oh, this is where it gets hard. Okay, fourth place, I also really know what I want to do, and it's the Earthwood palette. This is gorgeous. Like we're now getting into the palettes that I get like excited talking about and showing you guys. It's so crazy, but the other ones are really good too, but these ones I just they have a place in my heart. So this I recently made a look with, and it was a neutral look with just this shade in the inner corner and this one in the outer corner, and it was so gorgeous. Look at this beautiful shade. It shifts like from an orange to a like bright lime green. So great. And like all the shades in here are so soft and buttery, and yes, there are some more murky greens, but they are more dark than they are murky. Sleeve again. Murky. So yeah, I love the look I made with this. And by the way, it's by ODEN'S EYE Fancy Face. But I'm excited to play with this again. And yes, if I play with it again, let me get the sleeve. It could change the position of it, like make it even better, or, you know, have it go down a bit. But for now, solid number 4. Okay. Let's get into the top 3, and these are so great. Okay, number 3 is gonna be the Eternal Twilight palette. Why? Because the sleeve won't come off. No, that's not the reason, and it's also not true. This is what it looks like. It's so beautiful. Look at that packaging. Packaging with ODEN'S EYE is like a 10 out of 10. But this is the palette. It does have a mirror. I don't know if you can see. And it's gorgeous. We have a cool taupe, like grayish side, and we have a warm taupe or pinky orange bright side. We have like everything you would want in a palette. You have these cool marbled shades right here and right here that I don't know if you can see are marbled, but I hope you can see. And it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I made 3 looks with this. One where I just used this, one where I used just this, and then one where I combined both into one look. And I really enjoyed the experience. Why is this number 3, you may ask? Well, first, it's because of the size. Now, this is actually quite a nice size. I can hold it with one hand, which is what I like to do when I do my makeup. It has a nice sized mirror, but because of the size, it's not as travel friendly. Not that I travel too much, but it's a reason. And also, people kind of complained about there being dead space. Now, I do get why they did such a clear color story, and I don't mind the layout of it, but just mentioning things other people said. I like it a lot. I just really like this palette a lot. I love pinks. I love more peachy oranges. I love grays. I love blues. I love purples, and I love greens. So everything I love is in this palette. The shadows have beautiful shifts. I thoroughly enjoy this palette, and I don't really have anything bad to say about it at all. It's just that the other two, like the next 2 palettes, excite me even more than this one does, unfortunately for this one. Okay. It's hard, but I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna check one last time looking at them. Am I really gonna do it this way? Oh, this is so hard. Okay. Okay, we're gonna put the Little Ghost by ODEN'S EYE Angelica in second place. Oh, this hurts me. Like, this pains me so much to say this. It's crazy, but this is what it looks like. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay, it has purples. It has a beautiful yellow, because I'm not a fan of yellow eyeshadow most of the time, because when people say yellow eyeshadow, they mean mustard. And mustard doesn't look good on me. It's the same with the grungy greens. It doesn't look that good on me. Like, it needs to be cool toned. If it's warm toned, I'm not okay. But this is like almost a cool toned yellow, if something like that exists. And it's super beautiful in like the inner corner or something. I really like it. Love the pink, love the blue, love the oranges. Like, these are the oranges I want to use, because like this one pulls pink and this one is almost fiery, and it just makes sense with the rest. And this also, by the way, it has like a lime reflect to it as well. Great. Love that we have an inner corner that goes with almost everything. That's an important thing for me too. Love that we have from light to dark. Also love that. The only thing that makes this come in second place is that some of the shades are more of a toppery formula, which is fine, but I can't really see at first glance which ones were gonna be toppers. So I would, if you want to make like really beautiful creative looks with this, I might recommend swatching some of the shimmers out so you know which ones will be what formula. But like these two top palettes, maybe even the top three, would differ every day you would ask me. But my number one palette, and I don't think this is anyone's number one palette, so this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but the Silvery Bliss palette is my favorite. This is what that looks like. And you guys might be like, you love colors. What is this for kind of boring color story? But the grayishness together with the reds, I don't know. I made a look with this palette and I was like, oh girl. And it stayed on the entire day, and it stayed like bright the entire day, and it like didn't crease or budge or whatever. And so the browns and the grays and the reds with the pink, like I love those pinky, like grayish, mauve shades. It's just really good curated palette. One thing I again don't understand why this gold is here. Like, why do we need a random gold? Yes, it goes with this brown, but and then I'm just frustrated because those kind of golds don't really look good on me. But I think for today, this is gonna be my number one palette, because it's just that good. And I could use this palette like for days on end and be perfectly happy. But honestly, I would be with like the entire pile, maybe except for the last one, because it's just not like, I don't really like love the color story. I could use it like for 2 or 3 days and then be like, okay, it's good. Need to move on. But all of these are really, really great. So that was my ODEN'S EYE ranking. If you've tried any palettes from ODEN'S EYE and you're like, Zoe, you need to try this one. This is the best palette ever. Please let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know what palette is your favorite. If you've tried any, if you love any, if you love any of these, if you want to try any of these after this video, or if you have any good other brand palette recommendations, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.